Hey guys, it's Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Um, wow, wow. This has been quite the last 2 weeks. I mean, I said it last time. Um, every every loss of life should be treated equally. Every extinguishing flame should be a memory which we should all cherish. And it's a shame that that's just not the way it is, right? Obviously, we're going to remember our friends and our families and people who meant the most to us in our lives. And for a lot of us growing up, as kids, as young people entering, high school, and for some who are even entering college and university, um, Power Rangers was this just great phenomenon that happened around the 90s. You know, I don't think anybody expected the kind of reception it got, and it's one of those things that has a lasting legacy. I mean, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers still resonates today, and they're still making action figures and shows based on the original idea, the original concept of Power Rangers. And every single one of the Power Rangers, really left an impression on people when they saw them. Whether it was Jason, whether it was Billy, whether it was Kimberly, Trini, another one who left us too early, and Zach. You know what I mean? They all represented different, people who came from different backgrounds, and each and every one of them, connected with a certain person at some level. And that was the strength of Power Rangers. The fact that everyone could see something in each ranger in themselves, right? And it had nothing to do with whether you were, Asian, whether you were black, whether you were white, whether you were Native American, whether you were from California, Los Angeles, New York, Ontario, Canada. It didn't matter. Whether you were from Japan, whether you were from China, right? It didn't make a difference. Power Rangers had this great gravitas. It had this great, message as a show for kids. And you know what? It still resonates today. The values and everything that the writers put to the show really made it unique. I mean, if we look at the root of Power Rangers, it came from Japan. It was an imported idea. And in Japan, it has a life of its own. But when it came over to the US and Saban Entertainment at the time, took it and ran with it, it really did have this just, overarching just, presence that a lot of people climbed on and went for a ride. Whether you were a young person, just becoming, sorry, in grade school, or somebody who was entering high school, or even if you weren't in college, there was something for everybody, and it really was. It still remains to be something special. All the characters were special, but one character which has always stood out, every single series that they've ever made, is the Green Ranger. And the first one to put on the mantle of the Green Ranger was, of course, Tommy Oliver, or as we come to know him, Jason David Frank. Truly, in terms of, oh my God, in terms of Power Rangers lore, he is the longest serving Ranger in history, in the Power Rangers legacy. He literally has transcended what it was to become a Ranger. He went from being the Green Ranger to the White Ranger to the Red Ranger, and then became, the Gold Ranger, Black Ranger. It's His legacy continues. He's made multiple appearances on multiple shows. And I think it's always just been that idea that he would always be there. Even when there were talks about the newest version of Power Rangers, and that there would be a reunion of sorts, it was always expected that Jason David Frank would be there. And I think it's well known right now that JDF has passed today, and under very unusual circumstances. But at the end of the day, he's gone, and that's something. We lost Kevin Conroy last week, and now today we've lost Jason David Frank, and it's one of these things. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to make it a point that celebrities need to be remembered. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that characters like the Green Ranger, like Tommy Oliver, are just that. They're characters on screen. But it's the actors who embody them and bring them life. They're real people. And as idolized as people can be when they are acting, right? When it all boils down to it, they're still people. And what they do in that time, what we do in the time that we have on this little blue ball, this little blue marble in the middle of space, it matters if you can touch people, right? If you can make a difference in people's lives, that's important. And I'm not talking about movie stars. I'm not talking about politicians and firefighters and things like that. Those people, they are doing their job because they have to. Firefighters care. Police officers, they care, and they are important. But even regular everyday people like you, like me, like kids who just run around and do things, they enrich our lives. You are enriching my life just by being here and talking to me and being part of tonight. That enriches my life. And actors can do the same thing. So we're all important. But obviously, people like Jason David Frank and people who are in the spotlight are going to be able to touch people on a mass scale. Everyone's going to be able to know who these people are, like Jason David Frank, Kevin Conroy, all these big stars. And again, that's why they're idolized. That's why they're so revered. And I want to remind everybody that it's a shame. It really is a shame that every single life isn't remembered as profoundly as people who are in the limelight. Because every single light that's out there is important, and we should all try to remember people who have died, people who have passed on, brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, daughters, friends, right, and celebrities, politicians, all of us. When we move on to the next existence, right, when we ascend, right, however you want to think about it, whatever faith you hold on to, it's something which is going to be missed, at least by the people who loved you the most. And you know what? That's the lesson, right? If there's any lesson to be learned, it's the lesson that we are all important, that we are all, just people, right? And even Jason David Frank, no matter how important he was, to the mythos of Power Rangers, at the end of the day, he's just a person who was important, just like you, just like me, just like everybody else on this planet. We're all important. And that's the lesson to be learned. But in this case, it's important to remember those who we care about. And for JDF, for Jason David Frank, his real name is Eric, I believe. Somebody can correct me on that. But he had a family, right? He has a family. Sorry, he has a family, right? He survived by kids and I guess an ex-wife. Now I don't know how it works right now. I'm not. I'm very very fuzzy on the details at this point. But I didn't want to take up too much time with this, but unfortunately, it's one of those things. We're all important, and JDF was important, and Power Rangers was important to me. You know, um, Power Rangers and Tommy Oliver and Jason David Frank. They were important to me. You know what I mean? It was a time in my life when I was entering high school and I was an awkward kid, and I was bullied a lot when I was a kid. And entering high school was another chance for me to reboot. What happened. In high school. And it's funny because this was a kids show. This Power Rangers is a kids show. But I've always been a big kid. I've always loved action figures. I've always loved cartoons. I never stopped loving these things. And this was another chance. It was not cartoons, but it was something else, right? It was live action. They were supposed to be teenagers like me, right? So I took that to heart, right? And I watched the show religiously. I watched every single show. And when Tommy Oliver came to take on, to the martial arts championship to try and defeat Jason, that was an amazing episode, right? Came down to the wire, and he almost beat him. I mean, he almost did. You know what I mean? It was super close, right? And that started the journey, right? He was possessed. He was taken captive by Rita Repulsa, right? He was, in a lot of ways, it didn't seem like it, but he was tortured. He was tortured, and he was, brainwashed into becoming the Green Ranger. And then, you know what? With the help of the rest of the Rangers, he fought through it and became the single greatest Ranger of all time. And you know what? That's stuck with me. And he kept coming back. That freaking green bastard, that he wouldn't go. He would always come back. He ascended to become the White Ranger, right? He led the team as the Red Ranger. And then when his powers were taken away, he found a way to come back again, right? As the Gold Ranger and the Black Ranger. You could never leave Tommy Oliver down. It was crazy. So yeah, it was just one of those things, It's just crazy, right? I mean, these are, at the end of the day, these are mementos, man. These are serious mementos, right? And Saba, unfortunately, he doesn't want to. Saba's too. He can't speak anymore. He just can't. Saba can't speak today. And a lot of us are having trouble speaking today. And I think the best way to remember somebody is to celebrate somebody's life is to, just like Kevin, right? Is to look at some of their greatest accomplishments. And today I wanted to take a moment. I've been taking too many moments right now, but there are times in your life where something becomes really, really important to you. And this behind me is important. You guys are important. Everybody's important. And we have to remember those times where things have to move on. So today, I hope you guys will indulge me in remembering Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank. And I thought it's only appropriate to look at one of the greatest scenes that ever played out in Tommy's head. When he was fighting his hardest fight because he was dying. And you know what? I thought, what better way to remember Jason David Frank and Tommy Oliver? So guys, please join me as we remember the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Red Ranger, and the Black Ranger, Gold Ranger. One of the greatest features of all of these toys, especially the ones made by Bandar, is just the ability to call the Dragon Sword just incredible. Oops. Just incredible.
Test? What are you talking about?
You haven't been fighting us. You've been fighting for your life. And you've proven your will to live is stronger than any Ranger power.
This is really what made Tommy Oliver the greatest Ranger of all time. He was continuously tested multiple times over and over again. And we know now that, just like with real life, everyone has to be tested. And it's how you follow through and live life. That's the challenge that we continue to take every day.
Good luck, Black Ranger.
Tommy, Jason, David Frank, you will be missed, my friend. Didn't work. For you, Tommy. Guys, thank you for indulging me with that. As I said, Power Rangers was a big part of my life, and it's something that will always carry with me. And the fact that Jason David Frank has moved on, the greatest Ranger of all time, is a true loss for all Ranger fans across the world. So I hope you will join me thank you for joining me for this. There's no other way to put it, this very somber moment, in Rangers history. So I'm sure that tributes are going all over the world, but I just wanted to take time with you guys here to share this moment and really remember a titan in terms of Power Rangers and really just someone who was not perfect. Jason David Frank was not perfect. He had his squabbles, many of which he brought public. You know what I mean? His feud with Austin St. John. A lot of things that happened in his career. Nobody's perfect, and you know what? Jason David Frank, JDF, he definitely was not perfect, but he was a person just like you and me, and just like you and me. He was important. So, guys, thank you again for this, and I hope I haven't taken too much time. I know these things can be just ridiculous. And somebody said, "Why are we cutting onions?" I think that's a new saying. I'm going to have to start using that now. But yeah, it's for Ranger fans. This is something which, these are mementos and these are treasures. And honestly, I'm so glad that I have something to remember Jason David Frank by. I never got to meet him, which is a damn shame, because that would have been crazy. He was here in Toronto multiple times, so I had multiple opportunities. I was fortunate enough to meet Johnny Young Bosch, and I'm pretty sure he'll be having some words. And it's going to be interesting to find out what happens to the series now that he's gone, because ultimately I think that there's going to be tributes and people that they're definitely going to do something special for him. I imagine. And I hope that everyone remembers him in their own way. And one last time, guys, in memory of Jason David Frank, we will miss you, JDF. You've touched so many Ranger fans, and you will be sorely missed, my friends. Holy crap, man! Holy crap! It's been a crazy couple of weeks, man. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I mean, like so many things hitting us at the same time. You know, just people who are leaving us, and for some, you know, first of all, let me put this let me put this out there right now, and I talk about this a lot, guys. Especially during pandemics, especially during times where people are not able to get to each other, call each other, you know, like reach out to each other, message each other, FaceTime each other. You know what I mean? Like make sure that you and your loved ones are safe. Make sure you check on the people who are the most vulnerable. Because right now details are sketchy, but apparently JDF, you know, took his own life. And mental health is a huge problem. It's affecting all of us, especially during the times of lockdown and the pandemic. These are the scariest times for people who are already vulnerable and live alone. Check up on each other, you know, reach out to each other. Call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, call your sister, call your friend, call your cousins. You know, find out how they're doing, right? If you are feeling in distress, reach out to somebody. Family members, if it's not family members, reach out to, you know, a pastor, somebody who you confide in, somebody who you can trust, a teacher, you know, anybody, right? Do not suffer alone, please. You know, I've known people who have, you know, taken their, you know, and it's just such an empty existence. You know what I mean? Like we don't, so many questions. We have no really, we don't understand. We have no reason to understand why. So guys, I implore you, if anything is bugging you, if you're feeling depressed anyway, please reach out to those you love. Please don't let this happen. You know, you are important. Your life, you are important. Okay. Everybody is important and we all have to take care of each other. That is really today's lessons, everybody. If there's a lesson to be learned out of this, it's to watch out for each other, to care for each other, you know, to care for the ones you love the most, you care about the most. That is today's message, guys. That's the message. If Jason David Frank has taught us anything today, it's to watch out for each other, care for each other, and make sure that we're all okay. Because it's not okay to be forgotten. It's not okay to suffer alone. And it's not right. And it's just not right. But guys, let's move on. Let's you know, life moves on. Life moves on. It's been crazy, you know, and I did not want to come in here and, you know, just make this, you know, a real down stream. That's not it's supposed to be a celebration. Today is supposed to be a celebration of Jason's life, and he did amazing things. You know what I mean? He was one of the best. If you like, from what I understand, if you ever went to a convention, he really was an amazing guest. You know, there are some guests at conventions who are just dicks. All right, they're freaking terrible. They don't want to see you. They don't want to interact with you. They'll sign your autograph and talk with you just like the bare minimum, and then they'll shoo you off. Right? From what I understand, Jason David Frank loved his fans. He would do martial arts demonstrations with them. He would take pictures with them. You know what I mean? He would sign whatever he wanted. It's my understanding that was the kind of guy he was. But at the same time, he had his demons, and that much is true. And you know what? If you're suffering alone, make sure you reach out to somebody who you care about. That's very important. I don't know what's going to happen for Power Rangers now. I think they were planning a reunion. I don't know if anybody knows out there what that was about. If they were actually going to bring the entire cast back and do an episode or you know, a mini series. I don't know where that lands now. Like, you know, will they do something with Jason, or just like, you know, get a voice actor to you know, sort of like honor his memory? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure that Hasbro will be you know, doing some you know, memorials, and obviously creating. It would be ridiculous for them not to create a memorial version of the Dragon Sword, or possibly of Saba. I think Saba is difficult. I mean, like, no matter what, he is a difficult piece, right? But I can see them bringing out another Saba, like a memorial edition. That's, I think, the minimum that they need to do. One of these two, most his two most iconic roles in Power Rangers. I imagine they're going to do something like that. And you can guarantee I will be picking one of those up for sure. I'll make the room. I'll figure it out because, yeah, watching Tony Oliver struggle in the series, it emulated a lot of things that were happening in my life at the time. I was into Muay Thai at the time. I was following my own journey, once upon a time, and I felt connected with Tommy Oliver. And I love Godzilla, so the Dragon Zord Mecha Godzilla, that was just huge for me. It was absolutely massive. I really loved the whole concept of Power Rangers and what it did for me, as a young person. The lessons that Tommy learned throughout his time as a Ranger, they can't be matched, and that's that's something that's very important as well. That was something. Yeah, that's what happens, guys. If I was trying to do a tribute to Jason David Frank, but of course you let that go on for too long, without having any sort of commentary on top. You will get your stream taken down. So thank you, YouTube, for letting this continue. Wow, that was something else. But yeah, we're back, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience. And yeah, that's man. Don't do that, guys. If you as a YouTuber, don't do that. We lost everyone's comments. That sucks. Oh my gosh, that really does suck. Let me see if there's a way to get it back. Hold on for a second. Let's see if I can. Hold on. Where was it? Oh my gosh, that's freaking terrible. I apologize for that, guys. Again, it's the stream's going to be taken down if you don't follow the rules. So, yeah, it looks like the stream got taken. Anyway, it is what it is. That's how that works. I mean, and I hope to God now let me take a look, because I might have gotten my first strike in years, which sucks. I wasn't hoping for that. I'll tell you right now. Let's see what happens here. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to really quickly just take a look at what happened, because I know something happened. Well, there's no... All right, nothing's been said yet, so I guess we're okay for now. But these things do happen, so hopefully everything's all right. But anyway, regardless of that, freak, I lost everybody's comments. That really sucks. Oh my gosh, that is a blow. Anyway, let's continue. Runners Prime, I can't believe he's gone. I had a chance to meet him at Rhode Island Comic Con, but I had no stuff for him to sign. I should have gotten my picture taken with him. I regret my decision. Don't ever regret. If you met him, if you saw him, that cherish that moment. Cherish it. It's crazy. Elvan Prio, I finally made a live one. It's been a while. Hey, hello, Jay. Hey, how are you, Elvan Prio? Good to see you, my friend. Scott McGlinden. Hey, what's going on, Scott? Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Elvan Prio, what's going on? My son has all his original Zords, Green Ranger and Tiger Zord stuff. Excellent, my friend. That's awesome. I know. It's heartbreaking, Ken. It is really, really heartbreaking. It's just crazy. Jason Woods, this is another reminder. If you are facing something, to find someone to talk to. Yes, I said that earlier in the previous stream, because it got taken down. But yeah, I said that. Again, apologies for that. We were doing so well. Again, I was just trying to just in his memory. It's crazy. Antonio Mateo Garcia. Greetings and rest in peace, David. Yes, of course. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. Jay Smith. Hello, Jay and chat. I hope all is well. It's a somber day, Jay Smith. It's a somber day. Collecting classics. Good to see you, Ray. Helian Dread. I loved Mighty Morphin and Zeo. Yes, 100%. So did I. I still love them. Orlando, what's going on? Armando, in honor of Jason. Yes, in honor of Jason, my friends. Rolando Flores, hashtag Toy Connections. Exactly. Brad Bornan, rest in peace, JDF. Yes, 100%. Rest in peace, Jason. Um, it is a very very somber day. How's it going, Alpedna? Good to see you, Jason. Um, I will be the next Green Ranger in his honor, brother. Take up the mantle. We should all, everybody, we all need to be the Green Ranger in somebody's life. Be a hero, right? Take care of everybody in your life, please. Please be a Green Ranger to somebody, please. It is important. It really is. Oh my gosh. El Tednas, rest in peace. Yes, of course. Mythic Dolphin. How did Jason Frank? Apparently, he took his own life, my friend. According to reports, he took his own life. It's very very sad. It is. Oh my God! It's just crazy. It really is just crazy how these things play out. Oh man, it's oh, if you guys are suffering, if anybody has had troubles in their lives, please reach out. Don't suffer alone. It's crazy. It's not right. You don't need to suffer alone. That's very very important. We're all important. We're all human beings, and we all deserve a chance. Terribly sad. Yes, Ray. 100% terribly sad. Articulated hero. The sadness I feel cannot be measured. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. Yes, rest in peace, my friend. Antonio. I only wish that Jason David Frank had helped. That had the help he needed. Yes, I know. Again, please, guys, don't suffer alone. If there's something bothering you, if you need help, do not hesitate. Reach out to your friends and family. Make sure that they know that you're okay, or that you need help. Dokupa, yes, my friend. Dem Wands. He has such a good personality and positive attitude. It's hard to believe what happened. It's just crazy. It really is. Rodimus Prime. May the power protect JDF's spirit and now and forever. 100%. Absolutely. May the power protect all of us, my friend. Oh my gosh. Jason, we need to protect our mental health. Absolutely. Junebug, we love you all. Absolutely. Antonio, the only thing we can do is keep Tommy Oliver's legacy alive. Exactly. Guys, be a Green Ranger to somebody. Be a White Ranger to somebody. Be a Red Ranger to somebody. Be a Black Ranger to somebody. Guys, do not suffer alone. Protect everyone. Protect each other. Articulated hero. You don't need to know them personally for them to play a role in your life. Very influential. Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for those words. The human race is all family, whether we choose to admit it or not. This is absolute. Sure words were never spoken. Thank you, Articulated hero. Collecting Classics. Be safe in this Hollywood season. Reach out if you need it. We're all here for each other. No one is alone. Hashtag Geek Proud. Thank you so much, Ray. That is an inspirational words. Thank you so much. Antonio Mateo Garcia. Would love for the crew to finish many years. Yes, I too would really love for that to happen. But it's uncertain now. What is going to happen? I actually don't know. It's very very tough to say. I hope that his family and his loved ones are together and really supporting each other at this difficult time. It's just I can't imagine what they're going through. It's one thing to have passed by normal causes. It's another thing to oh my gosh, to be alone and suffering alone. And I hope that his entire family is again all together and can support each other. It's that difficult time right now, and I hope that and again, guys, please, if there's any lesson to be learned from this, do not suffer alone, right? Be there for each other. Try. If you think someone's suffering, if you think someone is in need, please reach out. That's something that is important. We all need support. Articulated hero. Condolences to a family of friends and fans globally. 100%. Toy Connections. Hashtag Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes, thank you, Ken. Oliver, we never saw this coming. May the legacy of Jason Frank, who played multiple Rangers in the Power Rangers franchise, live on in his fans. Rest in peace, JDF. Yes, we will all remember Jason David Frank. Austin Liker, Mythic Dolphin. Yes, suicide. It was very, very sad. Gamer Bud. Eric Frank was JDF's brother, who was in a few episodes of Power Rangers Zeo, and he died in April of 2001. Okay, so my apologies. I thought he went by a different name. Bot Boy V's, rest in peace. Yes, 100%. Rest in peace to Tommy Oliver, to Jason Dave Frank, Tommy Oliver to many. Chris Fern. The Green Ranger was one of my heroes growing up. I had the pleasure of meeting him twice at conventions. He was always a class act. I kept hoping they might have gotten him for the 30th. It would have been incredible. Oh my gosh. Austin, his element of being tortured really holds value now. It always did. But now, bad guys gone good. So epic. Rest in peace, legend. Yes, 100%. He definitely was a trendsetter with that. Where someone who could change who they were, and that was incredible. Sir Ubi-san died like Buraiman. I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I know it is tough. Sir Ubi-san. Jason Woods. I watched the Green Ranger Evil episodes today in memory of him. Thank you, my friend. That's amazing. Gamer Bud. Yeah. After the stream, I'm going to be watching the Evil Ranger episodes with a friend. Absolutely. Elvan, it's one of the best ways to remember Jason David Frank. Elvan Prio, thanks for the tribute. Rangers who were influential for my son growing up. Tommy was his favorite. Incredible. Baal Herde. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, my friend. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. My heart is torn. Earliest memories of being in kindergarten, playing with the newest Megazords. When the White Ranger was released, I was always wanting to get one, and I was never able to get one. Thank you for that memory, my friend. Rodimus Prime, 1982. Tommy wasn't the leader until he became the first White Ranger, and Rodimus, he was still not the leader. He did some things with leadership roles, but he still wasn't the leader. It was still Jason. The first time he became the leader was when he became the Red Ranger. Austin Liker. He's 5-0 in MMA. There you go, my friend. And you know what? Jesus didn't tap. That's what he said. Sir Ubi-san, did Jason do flips too? I'm not so sure. Maybe. I mean, like, he was very acrobatic. He might have been able to do it. Guys, looks like Collecting Classics, who says the White was favorite as well. Let's bring in Ray to share some thoughts. Ray, how Yeah, I know, brother. I know.
Yeah, it's a rough one today, man.
It's a rough day today, my friend. It really is. Austin says there is a backstory. There is a backstory in the comics. Is this pre-recorded? No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live, my friend. So live, we actually got canceled. That is the danger of just running something for more than a minute and not. I had to move the car and take care of something. And yeah, I didn't want to just leave the stream doing nothing, and that was my mistake. And I'm probably gonna get an email for that. Guys, do not run copyrighted content without doing some commentary, without doing something, because it's gonna get your stream stopped. So anyway, YouTube lessons. Nolan, hey Jay and Chad, hey Nolan, what's going on, my friend? Armando, wonder what future details will come. I you know what? Really, I don't care. I don't care. He's gone. And, what's more important is how he lived. How he died is not important. What's important is how we live and how we remember him. Guys, it's not about what you did in death. It's what you do in life. That sounds cheesy as heck. It sounds like a science fiction, premise, but it's true. What's important is what you do in life, not what you do when you're gone. Or what, and people will remember you for what you did. Christian Valencia, rest in peace, Jason David Frank, one of the best Power Rangers. I'm sorry, he was the best Power Ranger, but you're not wrong, Christian. He is one of the best, and he is the best. Sorry, you actually did say the best of the Power Rangers, 100%. Antonio, I pray for his family to recover and well and safely, 100%. Jay Smith, good to see you, my friend. Jason Woods, I was around 8 or so when the White Ranger came on the scene. I just remember freaking out and jumping up and down. Those were a couple of incredible episodes when he came back as the White. Unfortunately, in this case, you know, he's gone on to something else, something greater, you know, a better place. Ray, share some thoughts with us, brother. What are your thoughts today?
Stunned. As we know, Jason was a huge member of the signing community. He showed up to tons of events. He took pictures with fans. He signed stuff for fans. You know, he really he did the community right in that regard. And you know, he gave us all something to remember for the rest of our lifetime. You know, an amazing ranger that truly stood out amongst the rest. And you know, I can just recall all the way back to when when Power Rangers first came out. It was the talk on the recess yard, right? It was the big thing. And then we got the Green Ranger, and everybody wanted to be Tommy. Hey, who wants to be Tommy? Yo, I'm right here, baby, right here. And then the McDonald's Happy Meals toys came out alongside with the movie, and then those Megazords came out, and the first replicas of his weaponry started coming out, and the eagle that transformed and closed his wings, and you could snap the Megazord together. And you know, I had all these things as a kid, you know, and it was a great time for me. So to see the news of Batman and now the Green Ranger, it's just, you know, it's terrible news. It gives us something to it gives us something to reflect on, especially during the holiday season. I know it's tough for everybody, but like Jay says, you know, we're in this together. We're here as a community together. And if you're having problems or you're having a tough time dealing, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, reach out to somebody, you know, even worst case, reach out to somebody you don't even know, and spill the beans, and you know, just get it off your chest. It feels a lot better that way. You know, at the end of the day, sleep it off, you know, sleep it off, come back to fight another day. But it's just terribly sad. Jay, you did a great job today with that tribute for all of us to enjoy and be here and watch. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate this channel and everything you do for the community. So thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Ray. Unfortunately, I think that this is the first stream is probably lost, which is sad, which is very, very sad. Luckily, I had it recording, thankfully, so I will be I will be reposting it with slightly edited clips. So you know, we won't forget, because I don't want to forget. But as far as YouTube is concerned, it's gone. Again, as I said, I'll be reposting it. Hopefully, you guys can rewatch it. Yeah, Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver meant a lot to me growing up. I was entering high school. I was a really kind of awkward kid, and honestly, knowing what how he held himself and the struggles that he went through. They were supposed to be in college, right? Like they were supposed to be in high school. So I related to each and every one of them. And you know what? Let's hear from another friend of the channel who's here tonight. Ken, how are you, my friend?
Yeah. What a time, you know, what a struggle, what news to literally wake up to this morning. Good to see you, gentlemen, for sure. And good to see everyone in the chat. I didn't want to jump in and soapbox right away because it's kind of hard to process, but you know, Jason David Frank was, depending on where Power Rangers fell in your Saturday morning cartoon or after school lineup. And for me, it was in kind of a precious spot. Jason David Frank meant a lot, right? Not just, you know, as the Green Ranger or White Ranger, but when he became the Red Ranger in Zeo and Turbo, and when he came back in 2004 with the Dino Thunder series. And I know that he came back as well for some like 1 episode specials later on, like much later on, like, you know, just recently as the last like 6 or 8 years, you know, and the series is almost 30 years old now. I mean, it's a lot to take in, a lot to process, and a big hit for the pop culture industry. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, man.
You know, I think we all have our memories of Jason David Frank and the Power Rangers. And there's a lot of love going around. You know, Chris Daugherty says rest in peace, David Frank. Ricardo De Filippi says love you, man. Jabbar Robbins says rest in peace, JDF. I prefer him as the Green Ranger along with Austin St. John, Walter Jones, David Yost, Tui Trang. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And Amy Jo Johnson, aka the original Six, 100%. Lots of love going around, lots of memories. You know what I mean? Junebug, Saya Girls, Saya Girls is just giving out the huge hearts. Junebug says this was a great tribute. Thanks, Jay. It's in the ether now. It's gone. Unfortunately, I made the mistake, which, you know, I think it was an honest mistake, and I hope people were able to catch it. But you know what? Again, if you're a YouTuber, don't make sure that you're adding to the commentary. Make sure you're doing what you need to do to keep your stream alive. Because I knew I was putting it in danger, but I had to go get something. Collecting classics. Ricardo De Filippi. Ray, can you read that? I know it's actually. I think that's I think it's either Spanish or Italian. I think it's Italian.
I think it's Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Italian. But I'm pretty sure it's a wonderful message regardless. Nolan, Nolan's throwing up the Modi. Nolan, if you're on MJR Collector, you're actually, yeah.
It did show up. It did show up.
Okay, yeah, but on StreamYard it doesn't show. Yeah, okay. This time of year it's always hard, especially mentally. Yes, guys, you know what? I've already talked about mental health. Do you guys have anything to share or any words of wisdom for people who are suffering? Just to help people. Like, this is only for, like, you know, we're not preaching, but guys, send out your messages for mental health and just struggling. I'm gonna
let Ken go first.
Yeah, Ken. I was about to say, Ken, do you know anybody or have you experienced anything in terms of mental health?
I go through it more than I'm willing to let on. Getting on the camera and being like, all right, everyone, let's talk about toys. Here's some histories. Let's go. Like, it's one thing to do that. And then it's another thing to kind of have to live through the hours in between when you have to see people, when you have other commitments, and you can run yourself really hard into the ground. And I don't know, I'm not going to, nor will I pretend to know what Jason David Frank or any other, public personality is going through. And it's easy enough and cookie cutter enough to say to somebody, get help, seek help. You know, you'll be glad you did. At the same time, like, raising awareness, like mental health awareness was not a thing even 15 years ago. I don't think. I started to see more of it in the last 6 to 10 years. That's just me personally. And I think that it's there's a lot of people who aren't wired to be okay with having mental health struggles. I know my parents' generation, they sort of just toughed everything out. I know at the start of our generation, we sort of just toughed everything out. And maybe I'm completely off my rocker here, but this is my thoughts on it and my own personal experience. You don't want to overstep. If you think someone's going through mental health, it's hard to kind of impose, because a lot of people will say, I'm fine. And it takes a lot to go and intervene, because it may not be your place to do so. At the end of the day, all we can do as a world globally is to continue raising awareness, to make it part of not even just pop culture, universal culture. Just make it acceptable for people to take time away, find themselves, have a circle you can lean on and trust to kind of bring you out of the dumps. Because on the surface, Jason David Frank was a very successful individual, you know, MMA star, black belt martial artist, actor, all that and more. So the shock is like, of all people, like I did not expect this at all. When they said, what did he pass away from there? I heard it was a suicide. I read that in a couple different places. Mind you, this is just the first day of the information, so I'm not sure 100%, but my understanding is it was a suicide. But Ray or Jay, pipe in.
Yeah. Early reports, most of the reports are saying that he took his own life, and that's why mental health is so important. Ray, if you don't want to, Ray, you don't have to. What do you think?
I think Ken said it great. It's one thing to come on here and be like, hey guys, welcome to whatever. Here today we're gonna talk about, a luxury item. And then you have to go back into your world once that stream is over, and you have to, go about your day and face the world. And the world's pretty crazy right now. Ken's right. I think we grew up in an age where, my dad comes from a war era and he was in the war. So I was raised a certain way, to just kind of be tough and just kind of stuff it down and not really deal with it. And my generation as well. But then you don't know how to talk about it. You don't know how to process it. And then you feel outcasted or outsider because you can't or don't know how to talk about it. And like Ken says, I think the awareness for mental health issues has only come to light in the past decade, if not a little bit more. But not too often do we have to really sit and have these conversations. But it's only until somebody as important as Jason and others in pop culture cross that path that we're faced with it, and we have to talk about it, especially in a pop culture setting where his presence affected millions of people. So it's one of those things where you really have to take into account how lucky we are, despite our hardships and despite the rough patches on road that we travel. We're still extremely lucky to be here, to be able to collect stuff, talk with our friends. And, that's what it's community's for. We're here to talk about it. Whether it's this stuff, whether I reach out personally and talk to somebody, that's an option that we have, and we have to be able to exercise that and reach out, put all the ego and stigma aside of what it means to, I'm too manly and macho to reach out. Who needs that? Well, we all do. Okay. Because if you don't, it just stays there, and it festers and it gets worse. And then these kind of things happen. So just, if you're ever feeling like that during the holiday, reach out to somebody. I'm available if anybody needs to talk. That's what this community is for. And nobody's too important or better than each other to reach out. We're all here together to do the same thing. So,
Ray, you and I, this is the first time we got to talk on a more serious basis. Usually when we're talking, it's like, do you see that toy? And I can't wait for that Kickstarter to fund. And that's when you and I talk, and 80% of the time, that's what Jay and I talk about as well. And like you said about the previous era, like back in 2004, I was going through a bit of a tough time just in my romantic life. And I started a new job as an intern, and I seemed a little off. And I tried to explain myself to my colleagues, like, if I seem a little off, I'm just going through something, right? Just going through something, right? And a while later, it came up in the lunchroom, like a few weeks later, as I started getting better. One of the things that came up as advice from people my age at the time was, men are supposed to suppress that kind of thing.
yeah,
That's
right.
what was said to me in 2004. And the person who said it to me wasn't someone who I found was a bully. It was actually somebody who was helping me get my work done. It was somebody who I had started to grow to respect. And it was fully expected that was how society is, and I guess was at the time. And my response was like, I know I didn't mean to drag it into the workplace. I just couldn't get myself out of the dumps. I got to get better at suppressing what I'm going through outside of this. And
Yeah.
until we're talking about it here, and I guess I'm glad that you are all agreeing that it's not something that was commonplace back in 2004, like much less the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Right. So, and now that kind of comment wouldn't fly. But I was in my 20s at the time. I'm already wired a certain way. And it's taking a lot to be able to be told it's okay to be a crybaby.
Yeah.
It's okay to have problems. You don't have to
Yeah.
present this, like, this bulletproof image all the time. Right. Because right up until I was in my mid, even late 20s, if you showed cracks in the armor, that was somebody else's way in to say,
Oh,
well, you better man up because I would in your shoes,
Yeah, exactly.
That's for day-to-day problems. If you were going through a divorce, if you were declaring bankruptcy, if you got fired and you had 3 kids to feed, obviously you were allowed to, I'm using air quotes here, to kind of let it out. But like day-to-day struggles, like, sorry, my anxiety is really high today, you couldn't say that. I never thought to even start talking like that until maybe 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Maybe less, right?
It's a remarkable place to find ourselves in, and me personally, I think I'm not willing to divulge too much, but yeah, the cracks in the armor thing is a very real position to have been aware of back then. But it was one of those things where I don't know, man. I think when you hit that road and you find yourself out there in the yonder and it's kind of like cold and you feel like there's nobody else around for miles, that's a unique place to find yourself. So we want to make sure that anybody that's there, anybody that's watching this, just know that you're not out there in the cold. You're not out there alone. You just got to reach out. Just say what's up. It starts with a simple conversation. And the beauty of it is you can divulge as much or as little as you want to, but just reach out and try to find comfort and solace in a community that's here to support each other, listen, grow, because that's a very dangerous place to find oneself, especially during the holidays. And it's a very easy place to go to. Part of it is staying present. Part of it is being self-aware and being in self-control, being able to check some of those emotions and say, hey, I'm not in a good space right now. I need to call somebody, or I need to just be around people to feel better. That's a very real and honest place to be. And that's okay. So from collecting classics, Toy Connections, and Mega J, they've if we've done anything, it's to teach you guys that it's okay to be a nerd. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to, showcase this wonderful journey we call life together. And that's the most important thing, is that we stick together.
Absolutely. Out of curiosity, was there like a screen that said this stream has been taken down? Shit.
I completely missed it. I got your StreamYard link. I saw the beginning of your stream, then I got pulled aside for a little bit. Then you sent me a StreamYard link, so I completely missed what happened in the middle there.
As soon as it died and popped up, I immediately texted you, and I was like, Jay, the stream is...
I know. Did you hit with a copyright? Is that what
yeah, I'm going to be hit with a copyright tomorrow.
Well, it's a claim, not a strike, probably.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. But rightly so. I wasn't talking. I wasn't commenting on the video, so it was bound to happen. And
what did you play?
Well, I left.
It was right after the Green Megazord theme.
Oh
yeah, I left, and then what happened was I was trying to move the car because my roommate came home, and I didn't want the stream just to go dead air. So I sort of said, okay, I'm going to risk just letting this play a little bit. And yeah, I should have been commenting. I should have been adding to the conversation. But no, that's
YouTube usually won't give you a strike on that. They'll probably...
We'll see. We'll see, right? But, hey, what do you think, Saba? Yeah, Saba says it's a bad idea. So it's all right. Saba. All right, well, he's busy doing something else. finally got I finally got the battery case on this thing is ridiculous. Okay, like I don't know, like anybody who owns the stupid thing, I had to look up a video on how to actually open this up. It's nearly impossible.
Is that the 1994 version,
This is the
So the
legacy-
screws.
or is it
It's
the
not a
lightning?
screw. It's not a screw. It's actually a lever. You got to dig in a screwdriver and then push up. I got scared several times. Right? This is the
Several
legacy-
times.
I know, right? This is the legacy edition, Ken. It's got all the lights and sounds, right? It's
The nice one. It's the real nice one.
he's going for quite the price right now, I imagine. And you know the sword extends to the full length of the blade. Again, a great replica, awesome sword. If anybody was able to get him at the time, seriously, between this and this, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but the new Hasbro versions are toys. These are collectors.
Yeah.
items.
Those are by Bandai, aren't they?
These are by Bandai.
Yeah.
Which is why they're collector
100%.
items.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But guys, mental health is nothing to it destroys lives. It really does. And when it comes down to this, when it comes down to what happened today, we're all affected. But like I said, every life is important, guys. You are just as important as me, as Ken, as Ray. None of us are any less important. And it's a shame. It really is a shame that life is not celebrated more by everyone when somebody passes. It is a real shame. But unfortunately, and this is this is rightly so, the way it needs to be. The ones who care about you the most are the ones who will celebrate your life. And you know what? Today, Jason David Frank has touched many of us in our lives, and we tip our hats to him, right? Saba, it was most impressive, Saba. Everything about Jason David Frank's life, you know, the good and the bad will be celebrated, and I hope that his family is doing well. I really do hope so. The chat has literally exploded. I'm gonna take a few more comments, and then you know what? We're gonna move on to some fun stuff, guys. We're gonna do that because today is a celebration, right? We're here to talk about toys. You know, it's not supposed to be a downstream, right, Saba? Well, you know, we're gonna try and get through to the Red Ranger very, very soon. I think we could always use a little bit more power. All right, so Saba's going to take care of everything. We're going to let Saba do his thing. Thank you guys for that. Let's get to a few more comments, and then we're going to continue. So, your toys reckons. Oh, it's good to be Jay. Don't misbehave. Yeah, I know. I've been a bad boy. I was a bad boy today. I did something against the rules, and I got punished for it, which is rightfully so. Oh my God, Eric Bird, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Go Green Ranger.
Go Green Ranger, go! Absolutely.
And
Oh
much
my God, my friend,
much condolences
my friend. We are
Much
so sorry to
condolences.
hear that. My condolences to you and your family.
for sure.
Oh my gosh, this is wow. He's in a better place, my friend. He's in a better place. You know, no, he doesn't have to be here. And life moves on, my friend. Eric, thank you, my friend, and of course, our condolences again to you, brother.
For
We're
sure.
here for you if you ever need it. Thank you so much. Thank you
For
again
sure.
for the super chat, my friend. All right, let's try to get these through these. Cosmotron, yep, good to see you, brother. Your Toys Reckons, how's it going? Master Versal Toe Hunter, we got your back. Thank you so much, Master Versal. You're amazing. Junebug, yes. Dem Wands, absolutely. Paul Cumber, may God bless you. Absolutely. You know, condolences again, Eric. We really support you. Jay Diorama, absolutely. Bobby Demole, Bobby Demole. No, technically, I got kicked out of YouTube, copyright violation. Yeah, so it'll happen. It'll happen. Your Toys Reckons. Maganda Omega, brother. How are you been? I'm back and being at work. Okay.
Oh, good morning.
You guys are having conversations. It's all good. That guy stuff. Power Rangers and the gay club shooting. They were planning to win. Okay.
Playing.
Yeah. Okay. So those are multiple things, multiple tragedies. So you know it is what it is, and I think there there is some again the circumstances surrounding his death are still not 100% clear. So that guy's stuff, I know it's once we get more details, I'm pretty sure it'll be reported very, very soon. So respect to everybody. Thank you, that guy's stuff. Thank you so much. Jimmy Porter, this one's a hard pill to swallow. It is. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Timmy, not much, brothers. Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank has passed. Good to see you, my friend. Who cares? He was my favorite Ranger. I remember me and my friends all rushing home to see who the new White Ranger was going to be, and all of us wishing it was Tommy.
I remember that season.
Yeah,
that was a great
exactly,
season.
Your
right?
wish came true, my friend. Your wish came true.
So good.
I want to rewatch those episodes right now.
And you know what? We will probably. You know what? You know what? Let's do it. Let's have Ken put up a watch party. We're all going to head over to Ken's channel, and we're all going to react to the best parts. And Ken, I'll tell you, I'll give you some tips on how to do that without showing anything on the screen. Okay, so we're all heading to Ken's house, Toy Connections, to relive some of the great.
Unfortunately, I got to take my boy out after the stream.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about
at some point.
Yeah, I'm talking about in a few days, whatever. Bobby, he used Jason David Frank's face on Power Rangers. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that means, Bobby, but okay. That's probably part of a different conversation. Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you. I appreciate the advice. Jimmy Porter, heartbroken. Why did you have to leave us, JDF? Heartbroken around the world. We are all heartbroken. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, so brother, I get it. I totally get it. Master Russell, yes. Sorry to hear the loss of Jason David Frank. Jay, and big hugs to all the Power Ranger community. Absolutely. We're all suffering today. Aaron Hardy, House of Mouse does not mess around. House of Mouse?
Disney.
No, I know, but
I don't think they still own it.
Hasbro owns Power Rangers now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Jabbar, thank you again. You said that earlier. Gamer Bud, I remember meeting him in 2015. I bought some. Oh yeah, thank you. I shared that memory earlier. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Good to see you, J Dorama. Gamer Bud. Yep. I shared that earlier. Your toys. Okay, brother. Oh, here we go. Your toys reckons. Regret what is not important, less significant. Don't regret the things you can control, and be able to make it out of something positive, my friends. Word to the wise. I think I know what you're saying. Your toys reckons. Thank you. Let's see here. I know, Jimmy. It's hitting a lot of us hard. So Clifton, good to see you, brother. Repeat. Hello. Last weekend, I went to a vintage show. I see a Green Ranger Power helmet signed by JDF. It also had authenticity verification as well. I sent you an FB message if you're interested. You know what? That's the one thing I truly regret. Not being selfish. That is the one thing I truly regret, that I never was able, because helmets are my thing. I love helmets. And I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger on picking up a Green Ranger helmet, and I regret it every single day. And now it's going to be impossible. But thank you so much, Roy. Thank you so much, Sir Clifton. Looks like you're sending it to me, so let me just share this with everybody. Okay.
Yeah, it's been amazing response, though. I'll tell you, I've been surfing the IG. I've had lots of messages and people reaching out. And the whole community is just posting Jason. So it's pretty remarkable. I don't know how aware he was, but boy, he's trending. He's trending. It's pretty.
He is the greatest Ranger of all time. He is the greatest Ranger of all time, and his memory will resonate for all Ranger fans, especially since and somebody can educate me on this. There was a reunion miniseries coming up or something like that, right?
30th anniversary. Yeah,
such tragedy, just tragedy. Because I remember seeing pictures of the entire cast getting back together, But I think someone in the chat said that Hasbro didn't want to work with him, and they actually did not invite him, which was terrible. That would have been absolutely terrible. I don't know. Can somebody shed some light on that? I don't know. Ken, was he going to be involved in the series?
I never saw his name involved or anywhere near the series. I saw Zach, the original Black Ranger, Adam, the second Black Ranger slash Zeo and Turbo Green Ranger. I saw Kat, the second Pink Ranger, one of my favorites. I think I saw Karen Ashley, who played the Yellow Ranger. I could be wrong, and David Yost, the Blue Ranger. And then they also are bringing back somebody who is going to be playing Trini's niece or something, or like a relative of Trini's, a younger relative, and that's going to be the 30th anniversary cast for it. I haven't seen a whole lot of information. Like I haven't followed Power Rangers as religiously as in the past, but that's what I saw on there, and I didn't see his name near it.
Well, it would have been sad if he wasn't included. He is the greatest Ranger of all time.
Well, they did do a reunion of sorts in 2016 or something, and he was there for that episode. And then in 2014, they did a big Ranger team up, and he was there in that one too. So
again,
right?
he had such an impact, right?
Mhm.
So I'm glad that he was able to come back multiple times.
Yeah.
Master Russell, nice. Nice, Gary. The only Money Bar Power Rangers I've ever met was the woman who suit acted as Alpha 5 at the Supernova in Sydney, Australia. I think she had the latter Yellow Ranger actress with her at the time. I'm glad you're able to meet your heroes. It's so much fun. I rarely get to do that. Gojira fan, 1991. I still can't believe it's hard. It's hard to take in. It is very hard to take in. Healing Dread. Sad that he's gone. Some of the happiest moments in our lives could be the saddest on the inside. This is true. Nolan. Depression doesn't care how manly you think you are. It can get anybody. My kids saved me until I became a dad, and I didn't care what happened to myself. Nolan, thank you for sharing that. Again, as Ken said, when we were growing up, it was the attitude that guys have to be this tough exterior, right, macho man, and you couldn't be sensitive on the inside. We as geeks know that that's not true. We feel and we hurt, and anyone who's gone through his depression knows just how difficult it is to do this alone. Don't do it alone, guys. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, confide in somebody, make sure that you are safe, right? And it's no shame in asking for help. There is no shame in that. Yes, Bobby, Tommy Oliver's legacy does live on. Your Toys reckons Tommy the Green Ranger will always live in our hearts, and I grew up watching the original Power Rangers. It's morphin' time. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Your Toys reckons. We all need each other, geeks, nerds, gamers, and toy collectors, to be in harmony. Don't need toxicity or negativity in these times. Mega J, it's really sad and to be alone, and for some movie star feels. Yes, I know, my friend. Thank you for that. James Marquez. I'm wearing the Green Ranger shirt from Super 7 that I bought at Power Morphicon this August, where I met JDF for the first time in my life. He was so nice and genuine. I told him he was my childhood, 100%. Did you guys have an opportunity to meet JDF, guys?
I didn't meet him specifically. No, I met Austin St. John and David Yost at the 2017 Vancouver Fan Expo, but that was about it.
Yeah, I met Austin St. John and the actor for Zach. I met them both.
Oh, Walter Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Walter Jones, sorry. Yeah, and I've seen David Yost afar. So, again, all the conventions, right?
Really nice guy, David Yost.
All of them are nice guys. All of them are nice guys.
I caught him on the Friday night before it got busy, and he was very chatty.
Yeah, very
really chatty.
Because there are some actors out there who are just playing dicks. Like the guy who plays Chief O'Brien from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Apparently, he's terrible to fans. Apparently, he's not a nice person at all. Right? Like it's crazy. It's just weird. Prison of Phalanx, so sad. I remember watching him with my kids during the 90s. Holy crap. Fig Life Toy Hunts. Appreciate your love for the Green Ranger. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Anybody else? Junebug. My daughter's going through bullying. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. We're talking to the principal, parents, and trying to say bullying is wrong. I don't understand where, I just don't understand how educators can't try to instill on the people there, the kids, that it's wrong. I just don't understand, and to do something about it. I mean, going back to the way when we were kids, if me and Ray had a beef, we'd probably punch each other out, but both of us would get expelled. You know what I mean? To just put a point to the idea that you know what, it's wrong, it's not right to do, and that's something that I think needs to be made an example. Something has to. People should not be bullied, right? People should feel safe in the environment where they go to. Figuratively Speaking, guys, if you haven't checked it out, definitely take a look at Figuratively Speaking's YouTube channel. Great episodes. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing?
All right.
Oh my gosh, Master Versal. Yes, I'm battling and medicated for severe depression on top of having autism. So yes, trying to reach out has always been hard for me with autism alone, and I wish I had been able to do so years ago. Master Versal, we're here for you, my friend. We are here for you. If you need to reach out, if you need to talk, definitely, don't hesitate, because I can't imagine what you're going through, but you're not alone. Okay, brother, you're not alone. Figuratively speaking, you couldn't have said it better myself, Ray. Absolutely. Mr. Super Ultimate, for me, for most like me, people want to talk are the ones that did us wrong, and when they leave or lie to us, we all want it to end. I got bad depression after my first girlfriend cheated. That is tough, my friend. That is tough. There's the ones who love you the most can hurt you the most, right? Or the ones who you love the most will hurt you the most. So, but I'm glad you got through it. And again, if there's ever any time that anyone here is feeling lonely, depressed, or in trouble, in distress, reach out to each of us. Someone will help you. Trust me. Figuratively speaking, hey, Ken. Eric. Good. Thanks, fellas. You're welcome, Eric. This has been a real big session for all of us. We're all geeks. We're all guys, and sometimes there is this stigma that guys have to be be able to tough it out. It's not. That's not.
Or anyone. To be fair, I mean, it's not just to men. I mean, women deal with this too. There's a lot of people out there dealing with it. So like we're saying, if you guys are dealing with that, reach out. You're not alone. And the best thing we can do is take these moments and learn from them and grow together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ray. That's exactly what it is. Gojira fan 1991. I still can't believe this is happening. Yes, I believe I read that earlier. Jason Owen. You can still watch Power Rangers on YouTube. The series, that's what I think I might do. Watching Zeo Power Rangers on Tuesday. You can. It's not. I mean, you can find them. I'm not going to say that's the best way to do it, but you can find them. Michael Mahoney. Yes, finding out who was a White Ranger identity was a key moment to my childhood. Dressed up as a White Ranger that year for Halloween. Excellent, my friend. Thank you for that memory.
White Tiger Zord.
I know, right? Where is he? Hey, Saba, did you figure it out yet? There we go. We're activating the Tiger Zord. Excellent. Good to see you, Saba. Michael dressed up as the Green Ranger. Wait a second. Junebug had a request. Dressed up as the Green Ranger this last Halloween. Dude, you are awesome. Sound the Dragon Dagger one more time, Jay. All right, for you, for Jason, guys, for Jason. Yeah, gotta turn. Hold on. Oh God. There we go.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. That tune will forever be linked to our memories, guys. Along with this one.
And Jay and chat and everybody joining. Before I leave, I have to sign off. My partner just got home for dinner. I appreciate this time and I appreciate this talk. I put together something earlier in the day and I didn't know why until now. And I guess I'm just going to put this up here. I'm a nerd, and Spawn went through hell, and even if you're going through hell, you have the power. Even he's holding up the sword and he's saying, I have the power. So even if you're going through hell, you have the power. So reach out, connect, surround yourself with good friends, good community, because we're all here to help each other. This is Collecting Classics. I want to say thank you for spending this time with us. R.I.P. Jason. Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Ranger, Black Gold Ranger. Thumbs up. Signing off. Thank you, guys.
Take it
Thanks,
easy, Ray.
Ray.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
Yeah. I got about 10 minutes myself, but I didn't want to. I actually wasn't feeling it today, but then like after my stream earlier, and I was like, you know what though, I need this to kind of have this moment with the collective Power Ranger fandom.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's run through these, and then we'll touch on something else, and put a bow on this. Shazbot the Collector. Apparently, so he wasn't going to be in it. Apparently, he had some issues with Hasbro. Oh,
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I heard rumors.
Yeah.
She's Trini's daughter. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So daughter, not niece.
That's
Okay,
right.
Fair enough.
Shazbot the Collector. I met him, trained with him, and got to cosplay as the Green Ranger, suited up for him next to him for photo. Dude, that's awesome! Congratulations to you. It must have been hard. It must be hard for you. Highland Ronan. From what I know, he's not in the 30th anniversary. Damn me the reason. Damn me the reason. I'm a martial artist. Sad day. Yes, very very sad day. Chicken Beach. Oh man, Eric, I'm so sorry. Please feel this big. Absolutely, Eric. Once again, our condolences to you, my friend. Like that's crazy. We're all heartbroken, Highland Ronan, for sure. Alberto Bruno. Rapaz now daughter. I'm sure. I'm sorry, my friend. I wish I could understand that, but I'm sure that's a wonderful message. Thank you. Gojira fan. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting him twice at Comic-Con. I managed to get his autograph on my Dragon Dagger. That's excellent. Shazbots. He was super cool when he came to Sydney a few years ago. Wanted to do free signings outside of the. Holy crap! So he cryptically posted where he was going to go indoor skydiving so people could show up. That's excellent. Again, he was a great. He loved his fans. He really, really loved his fans. Jazzbot the Collector, and get photos and signings for free. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Oolong the Last Airbender. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Oolong. Oolong. Thank you so much, Oolong. You're the best. Highland Ronan. I'm from Scotland, UK. Never been lucky enough to meet him. The reason I'm into martial arts and the reason I train so hard to swallow, especially because the reason I train and it's hard to swallow, especially because it's suicide. Yes, I know, my friend. SA, teachers have their hands tied compared to when we were kids. I understand that. I do. I get it. You can't. You can't reprimand as hard. But at the end of the day, the school board needs to step in. If somebody's being bullied, they need to make an example. That's not right. Cameron, Rashad, I'm happy that I met JDF, and me and my daughter met him at Ranger Stop and Pop 2019, and recently 2022. My daughter has become a full-fledged Power Ranger fan. Absolutely. That's a wonderful memory. Thank you so much, Cameron. Helian Dread, yes. As someone who is also autistic, I agree with Master Versal. It's harder for us sometimes opening up. Helian, don't suffer alone. If you can, I know it's hard, but if you can, make sure somebody knows so that you can confide in somebody. Cameron, losing a legend and dealing with the worries of the world are heavily real. We just got to remain strong and continue to enjoy the love of life can bring. Yes, my friend, I absolutely agree. Figuratively speaking, I have most of the Power Ranger DVDs on the original series. Excellent. I hope you enjoy them. And this is now the time to watch them again. Junebug, Walter Jones taught me how to dance. A friend invited me to get together in LA to come find out. Walter Jones was there teaching us all how to dance. That's excellent, Junebug. Thank you for that memory. Cool Gamer J94, rest in peace, Jay. Okay. Rest in peace, JDF. Yes, rest in peace, JDF. Master Versal Toy Hunter. It's been good. Collecting classics. Hugs again. Until next time, good journey and go Green Ranger, go. Exactly. Figuratively speaking, and Ken, I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you.
I'll see you there.
Jabbar Robbins would love for someone to post the MMR appearance in the Universal Studios from 1994. That would be awesome.
Those are cool.
Hey, I've got a bot.
Oh, I think that's the same. I think it's the same bot that spammed me. That spammed me on TKO this morning.
I've got a bot.
I was spammed by someone this morning. I swear, with the same name.
Ridiculous. Figuratively speaking, the most dangerous place is inside your own mind. Absolutely, and that's what that clip was all about. Shazbots, the hard thing to accept is that it was out of character for him to go out this way. Brother, I know what you're doing there, and you know what? You're absolutely right. All right, Ken. Just before you go, let's get out of this funk. Let's talk about something else. As much as I love JDF, he wouldn't want us to dwell on this too long. He would want us to continue, right? But last time, Jason David Frank, you will be missed, my friend. You will be sorely sorely missed. Green Ranger, go. So this weekend, Ken, DesignerCon happened. Holy crap! A lot of crazy things happening, especially in the Motu world. We saw the unveiling of really, really expensive items. If nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about, check out the 2 episodes I posted yesterday. Oh my god, 1/6 scale Panther, Tila of the Eternian Guard, Beastman, who's going to be absolutely gigantic in 1/6 scale, Oracle the Great, my personal favorite, the one I'm pretty much going to bite the bullet on for sure, and of course, Deluxe Skeletor. Holy crap, including Battle Armor Skeletor and Dragon Blaster Skeletor. Holy crap, what a lineup. Are you in on any of those, Ken, or is that completely out of your price range? Like what
it's out of not. I mean, price range aside, notwithstanding, it's also a little bit outside of my general collecting realm. Like it's a little bit outside of my scope, especially at the moment. But hey, there's a few things to go with the Mondo Battle Cat, right?
Dude, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like if Mondo Battle Cat was 500, I'm thinking that Panther will still be 500, and because he doesn't come with, so far as we know, he doesn't come with a baby version of him. Maybe we can get about $50 off. I don't know. I'm hoping that a little bit of a discount will happen,
unless they decide to flock him and then add money for that.
Flocking him would be terrible. I'm sorry. It would ruin the entire detail. Like flocking is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but it has its place, and very rarely is it in the collector's item realm. Ramos Prime. Well, to try and move on from this sadness we are feeling, I can't wait for my holiday Optimus Prime that I pre-order. Oh, okay. Ken. Is it just me, or does anybody? Okay, obviously Rodimus buys freaking holiday themed toys. Do you buy holiday themed toys? I do not. I'm not.
I mean, you got to look at the Star Wars holiday themed stuff that's been going up, right? There's, and I'm not saying this in a patronizing way. There's nothing wrong with them. For me, when I collect something and it's holiday themed, I tend to cherish the holidays and can't stand hot weather. So if I see a Santa themed thing in the summertime and it's really hot outside and it's really hot inside, it would just remind me that we're several months away from the good part of the year. So maybe I don't buy holiday themed stuff for different reasons than everybody else. Sorry, but summers have gotten warmer where I am. I'm used to a certain climate, right? Back then it didn't used to be this way. So I don't buy holiday themed stuff for that reason, which is completely different than a lot of other people, right? Maybe they want their stuff more year round. I know I would too, but if people like it and it sells, then they're doing something right and the fans are happy. So
yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to agree to disagree with Rodimus. I am not buying that stupid thing. That's just me. All right, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, I love you, Rodimus, but dang, I hate those things. I'm sorry. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. I'm not telling you what to do. That's just me. But this weekend at Galacticon, there were other things which were on the releases. Checking out Dreams of Robots on Instagram. Definitely give this guy a like and a follow. He is one of the Mondo artists and creative designers, and he has shared some of the things that were on. Actually, I don't know if he's a designer for Mondo, but he has Mondo on there. And he shared a few things that Super 7 was doing. So let's take a look at some of the Super 7 releases at the show. Wow, Mechagodzilla. Holy crap! Are you're an old school Godzilla fan, aren't you? Really?
I wouldn't say that I am, but I mean I've had like common friends say you need to cover this on your channel and you need to look into this stuff. So I kind of got to keep my eyes open regardless of whether I'm deep into it or not. Right.
Got you. But this is pretty cool, man. Like
it is.
Like he looks freaking amazing. Very, very little. Looks like it's, of course, limited articulation, but still very, very neat in terms of the Super 7 Sufobi type of ideas. So very, very cool. I don't know. REDs don't do it for me, Ken. What are your thoughts of these Super 7 Transformers, non-transforming Transformers? What are your thoughts?
I got to be careful how I say this.
Be honest. Don't
Okay.
Don't pull back. Just say
Okay,
it.
fine. You've seen MP36 Megatron.
I have seen it.
When you have that,
I have a replica. I have.
I'm trying to think if I've actually bought. No, I have. I bought the War for Cybertron stuff since then. But when that's kind of a big piece, or at least it looks like one. Maybe it just looks bigger in the photo relative to the shelf size. But I've got my Megatron representation in my collection. G1, War for Cybertron.
This one's about
Masterpiece.
This one's about 7 to 9 inches. I can't remember exactly how big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big.
But I have enough Megatron representation in my collection that I'm not looking into the RED style.
Yeah. For me, it just doesn't have that. It needs to look more like Masterpiece if it's going to be a non-transforming Transformer, in my opinion. Okay, it has to really capture that cartoon aesthetic for me. This is definitely cartoon, 100%, but it's stiff as hell. There's no articulation. I can't do anything with this.
I would have accepted something like if they hadn't done the Hero is Born set that I just got recently and that you unboxed a while ago. I would have accepted an Alpha Trion and a non-transforming because we never saw his alt mode in the cartoon. Maybe we saw it in the artwork in other places, but I would have accepted something like an Alpha Trion.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, and he would have fit well in the shelf.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, here we go. This of course is who is this guy again? This is
TMNT. What's the guy's name? It's a deeper cut of TMNT.
Yeah, I know. He's basically Batman. But that's right, Wingnut. This is Wingnut. He looks amazing. Honestly, Wingnut. The sculpting is just incredible. The sculpting is just like completely insane. Those wings, those additional wings, which augment his smaller wings, just chef's kiss. And you know what? It's a return to form for Super 7 because they're lately they've kind of been soft on many of their sculpts. So I'm really happy to see them returning to something better.
For sure.
All
right.
Yeah. So there's the Transformers collection. You can see how big they are. They're just absolutely gigantic. Actually, no, these are bigger. These are actually closer to 10 or 12 inches, I think. These things are absolutely gigantic. There's the
okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. Right?
Yeah, with the Super 7 style packaging.
And he has more articulation. You can see that. That one actually is kind of cool, I think. Honestly, just looking at he comes with Crimzeek. Crimzeek is down there. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Bludgeon. That's a deep cut. That is a really deep cut. Like what talk to me about Bludgeon. Who's Bludgeon? Was he in the comics?
He's a pretender, right? Like, was he not in
he was a pretender?
Yeah, the G2 comics, who also appeared in IDW. He's kind of an expensive piece, actually. I have the inner robot, just the inner robot for him. He's a deep cut, but he's a good deep cut.
Got you.
Yeah, he was in Transformers Stormbringer in the early IDW days. He played a decent role in that one.
I think he'd be really cool, just by the way he looks. A very samurai-ish type of Transformer.
Yes.
Oh my God. You know what? Because of the releases we've been getting lately, I think this actually is like filling in a gap. Because the what's it called? The Kingdom version was terrible. Yeah, he was terrible.
The legs were terrible. I didn't mind the shelf presence and overall aesthetic, but the legs were terrible. I remember that.
If you just put him in one pose and leave him alone, and his knees hold up, okay, fine. Yeah. But other than that, just terrible.
You know what, Mega J? You and I are going to need like a dedicated Transformers stream one night.
Absolutely.
Because that's one thing you and I haven't sat down and just chatted for 90 minutes about. It's just
it'll be so fun. And of course, King Grimlock. I mean, like, seriously.
King Grimlock.
This is a juxtapositioning of two different mediums, the comics and the cartoon.
Yes.
Like
and Wheelie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so many different things. Right? He's got the brain augmentation, which made him the most intelligent person, the most intelligent being in the galaxy. We have his king crown, which of course comes from the comics, and the damn fish. Oh my God, just crazy. A lot of deep cuts here. A lot of deep cuts. But just before, because I know you have to go, let's take a look at these. Oh my God, guys, I am super freaking out about this. Conan the King from Conan the Destroyer. Holy crap! A throne, two side pauldrons. Two parts of the throne. I don't see the rest of the throne. but he's looking absolutely amazing. I'm a huge Conan fan. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm not super deep into to Conan. I mean, my exposure to Conan was, other than the bits and pieces of the Arnold movie, of Conan the Barbarian, it was mostly Conan the Adventurer in the early '90s, which told some good storytelling, but it wasn't something that I liked that much. A lot of people tell me I'm crazy that Conan the Adventurer is so good, and I'm like, I wasn't that big of a fan, and I didn't like some of the parts of it. Like, it didn't resonate with me. But the fact is, it was time to see some more of it in pop culture because so many people like it, right?
Absolutely,
yeah.
And I'm so excited for this. But we're gonna get to some deep wrestling cuts here. Look at
yeah.
Oh my God! This is crazy.
This is good.
Yeah, this is like these are two pieces of his career. Very early on when he was wearing the yellow trunks, and it was a little bit more upper set, right? He wasn't too heavy, and then we're getting onto his later career where
the black singlet where he had to wear the brace after the back surgery.
Yep. And But I love these two. These are incredible.
Did he not wear yellow trunks like that in WrestleMania 2 when he won the Battle Royal? I'm pretty sure he did. That was the Wrestling Football Battle Royal. Pretty sure that's what he wore to the ring.
Maybe. The hardest part about this, of course, is, and this is the controversy with Super 7 sculpts, the face is not exactly there, in my opinion. What do you think, Ken?
Look, exactly. I've got my Mattel Legends version, which is much cheaper, and I understand they're probably going with a higher MOQ for Mattel because they probably have their own factories, whereas Super 7 probably
they
has
also have photoreal, which makes a big difference.
Photoreal technology, or the effects, or whatever it's called, the FX scanning, makes a big difference. And I look at my Legends version that I bought for much less than what we're paying for Super 7, and I like it. I like what I got already in my collection. I don't need another Andre, especially in the black singlet.
It is tough. I know.
Yeah.
I would like a younger version though. Like way back when he was wearing the red trunks and was really thin. Remember? Like he had the huge fro.
Yes.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Those were the days. Mm-hmm. I don't recognize this line.
Is that not? Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I assumed it was Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know why, but it's a Super 7. Someone will tell us in the chat.
Shogun. I think it's their own line.
Okay.
Or possibly a line from that's a really deep cut.
Yeah.
There's ODB. There's old dirty bastard. Wow, they're getting they announced this a while back, but they're looking pretty good. I was never into SpongeBob. Did you ever? Were your kids into it?
It might literally be on the TV right now. So someone in the house did the SpongeBob, if not me.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to be buying them. $55 US.
Probably not.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This one, I think, right here is going to be a collector's item for sure. 100%.
Yes.
Along with this one, I think. I need this Goldar. I need that Goldar.
Goldar looks good, and it's okay to be out of scale with your Lightning collection because Goldar is supposed to be big.
He needs to be the right Goldar because the one that they included with Hasbro was too small. He's going to be my go-to Goldar for sure.
It was, yeah. And I wonder if the Tyrannosaurus Rex merges with the other Zords to form a Megazord. I guess it won't.
It won't. It won't. They're gonna create a bigger. They already have a big Megazord, but these are kind of like RED Megazord Zords, right? And I can get behind that. I can get behind that. These are really exciting to me. Cartoon accurate Joes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eager to see the first. I'm eager to see Duke. Duke will set the bar for everybody else, and we'll see how that goes.
And we've seen a bat already for it, yeah. Anyway, Jay, I do got to get going. Oh my God, is that Charlie Brown?
It is Charlie Brown. I don't. Yeah, it is Charlie Brown, and he got a rock for sure. Actually, you know what, Ray? Since you're right, it is 9:00 anyway, and it's been a hard day.
It has
been a hard day, and I wanted to end it off on a high note. So thank you for sharing those pieces with me, guys.
Thanks for
in
the
closing,
invite.
I think, thank you, Ken, for sharing your experiences with mental health and everything. Guys, honestly, especially with depression and mental health, do not suffer alone. Be sure to reach out to a friend. Be sure to confide in somebody. And, what happened today was tragic, and I hope it doesn't happen to anybody else. But guys, if you haven't already, please check out Toy Connections with Ken. We're going to set something up where we go through our favorite episodes of Power Rangers in the near future. to celebrate the Power Rangers line, especially in memory of JDF. Ken will put out a tweet and all that social media stuff. I'll be doing the same. It's going to be over at Ken's channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, I'm just like putting this on top of Ken. He's like, "What the hell are you talking about, Jay?" But we'll make something happen. But Ken, let people know how they can reach you, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look up Toy Connections here and subscribe to the channel as it's written right there. And it's Toy Connections, all one word, on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter. You can find me as a Facebook page as well. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. I do a weekly podcast every single week that our good friend Hans Chow is named Toy Connections Online, or TKO. Had one earlier today when I woke up to the JDF news and had to kind of, put myself together for it while thinking about that. And then, yeah, just doing a lot of toy histories, deep dives, trying to keep the place happy and safe for all my collector friends out there. And I know we always say geek proud. I kind of feel like we're the cool people of this era. So, the geek moniker is going to go sideways later on, I think. So
Never.
Unless we wear it as a badge of honor, then it's different.
It is a badge of honor, man. I'm gonna have T-shirts printed out. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Thank you, Ken, so much. We'll see you soon, my friend. And I hope thank you again for being on the stream. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Take care,
guys. This has been an amazing evening. Well, it's been a somber evening. I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing your memories of JDF. Being here to remember the greatest Ranger of all time. He will be certainly missed, and he left us quite the legacy, including a wonderful gift to remind all of us that anyone suffering should not suffer alone. Guys, mental health is so important. Please, if you are in a position where you feel trapped, where you feel alone, where you feel like it's the end, don't. Reach out to somebody, reach out to your family, your friends, somebody, a pastor, a police officer, anybody. Reach out to somebody, right? Get some help. Right, we've all gone through it. We've all been depressed. We've all had situations where we don't think that we can go on. Please, this is from the bottom of my heart. Please, do not suffer alone. This is something which is extremely important. I hope you guys, take that to heart. If there's any lesson to be learned today, any lesson at all, it's that we don't want to suffer alone. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. It's been an amazing evening. Thank you for sharing your memories of JDF with the stream. Got a little rocky there. Obviously, most of the stream got cut off, and I apologize to YouTube. I was a bad boy. I have to admit it. Yes, I will. I thank YouTube for letting the stream continue after that. Honestly, YouTube does some cool things sometimes. I'm going to deal with the fallout afterwards, but it was important to me to share my memories of JDF and showcase those clips that I felt were some of the best ones, showcasing his talent, his incredible athleticism, and of course, his acting. Jason David Frank, once again, you will be sorely missed, and I hope that your family and your friends remember you, as will the entire the entire Ranger community all over the world. Thank you so much for everything you brought to us, Jason. It's been amazing. Guys, thank you so much for this. It's been an incredible evening. I want to thank all of my patrons and channel members who make this channel possible. Again, I'm gonna have to update this list. It's kind of up and down. Princess Cagley, Old IT Guy, Robert Ken 33, Christopher Herndon, Palpatine 1975, Joseph Michaels, Gimmer Bud, Tom M, Snell World, Hugo Baudry, Maniac Plastic Toy Shop, John Joker, Soldier 11M, Nolan, Rufus Roger, mftoys.ca. Guys, you are amazing. Thank you so much. If you guys are in the position to help support the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's Mega J Retro on Patreon, or you can become a channel member here and help support the page channel directly. Guys, my patrons and my channel members are the lifeblood of this channel. They really help me to make these episodes week after week. And you guys are all the best. Each and every one of you, just like and comment and subscribe to the channel, really help me out. I can't believe we're almost at 11,000 subscribers, guys. And I haven't forgotten, I am going to be doing that stupid giveaway. A lot of things have been happening in my life. I hope you guys, thank you guys for being so patient. And I hope you guys will, once we do the Wheel of Elimination, you guys are going to have, we're all going to have fun. It's going to be a blast. Guys, thank you again. Super excited about what's happening with Super 7. Again, it's a bit of a somber note today. Another passing of a great person. And again, all lives are important. It's a shame that the big the ones who are the most brightest are the ones who are remembered, but it is important to remember them. Thank you guys for help for sharing these memories. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. Once again, final tribute to Jason David Frank, the greatest Ranger of all time. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Go Green Ranger, go. Geek proud.